गुरुरेव गतिः गुरुमेव भजे गुरुणैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे न गुरोः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः मतिरस्ति गुरौ मम पाहि गुरो ब्रवीमि संस्कृतं वाचा ध्यायामि संस्कृतं हृदा कुर्वे सेवाच्चकायेन वन्दे संस्कृतमातरम् यो नरः संस्कृतव्योम्नि ह्यालयं रमते मुदा संस्कृतिं चैव संस्कारं विन्दते नात्र संशयः श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्यः कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि सन्तः श्रीरङ्गपृथ्वीशचरणत्राणशेखराः जयन्ति भुवनत्राणपदपङ्कजरेणवः सर्वेभ्यः सर्वाभ्यश्च वाक्कुसुमाञ्जलिना प्रणामान् व्याहरामि सर्वेषां कृते अद्यतन पादुकासहस्रस्य चतुर्थभागस्य प्रथमकक्ष्यार्थं पुनः पुनः स्वागतान् ब्रवीमि. It is a great privilege that all of us are here to enjoy and experience the meaning of the great Padukasahasram of Sri Vedantadeshika. We have successfully completed the listening to 3 Paddhatis from Sri R.Thirunarayanan Mahodaya. Bhavatam Charanarandyoho api Ponah Punyena Badhenanjalina Natena Shirasa Vakki Gatrai Saromodgamaihi Pranaman Aham Vyaharan. Without the blessings of Sri R.Thirunarayanan Mahodaya, we will not have been able to come so far in understanding the meaning of Sri Padukasahasram. So we have completed the learning or listening to the meaning of 3 Paddhatis. Today it is a very great opportunity that we are starting to learn the meaning of the 4th Paddhati. The greatness of Paduka Devi, the overall structure of how Sri Rangam is, what is the poetic beauty in which Sri Vedantadeshika has given this Paduka Sahasram to all of us. All of this have been beautifully expounded by Acharya. We are nobody to tell how great it is, because we are not worth of speaking anything about it. Only such great people will be able to expound the meaning of all of these to us. Acharya, Swagatam Punah Punaha Bravini Bhavatam Krute. Kripaya Bhavan, Idanim Kaksham Prarambham Karotu iti Prarthi. You may please share the screen and we can start the class.
Swagatam. Suswagatam.
Agre Gantum Shakyate.
Srimataha Vedantadeshikasya Sri Padukasahasrasya Dvatrimshat Paddhatayaha Santi iti Bhavantaha Samyak Jnananti Evam Purvam Paddhati Trayam Sampurnam Taya Vyakhyanena Asmabhihi Anubhutam Evam Idanim vyoma-samskrta-pathasala evam Srimata Lakshmana Raghurama महोदयेन एवं महेश्वरी इति तत्र कार्यालये मम उपकारं कृतवत्याः कृते धन्यवादान् समर्प्य इदानीं श्री पादुकासहस्रे चतुर्थपद्धतिः समर्पणपद्धतिः इति नाम्ना विद्यते इति तस्य व्याख्यानम् आरभ्यते। सर्वेषां सुस्वागतं पुनः। पूर्वं ये आगताः तेषां परिचयः अस्ति। इदानीम् अद्य प्रथमतया तुरीयपद्धतेः आरम्भे नूतनाः भक्ताः आगताः इति विचिन्त्य तेषामपि स्वागतं व्याहरामि। इदानीं यथा लक्ष्मणरघुराममहोदयः उक्तवान् तथा अस्माकं भक्तिः श्रीरङ्गनाथे आवश्यकी। कुलशेखर आळ्वार् इति आळ्वारस्य मुकुन्दमालायाः एकं पद्यं लक्ष्मणरघुरामेण इदानीं प्रोक्तं। कथं भक्तिः इति लक्षणं तत्र उक्तम्। एवं तत् स्मृत्वा इदानीं श्रीरङ्गं साक्षात् वर्चुवलि साक्षात् आगत्य अस्माकम् अनुभवः कथम् अस्ति इति पश्यामः। श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्यः कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि। यथा स्वामी वेदान्तदेशिकः बहुषु पद्येषु श्लाघितः भवति तथा एकम् अन्यतमं पद्यमपि इदानीं पठामि। भवन्तः पश्यन्ति। रामानुजदयापात्रं ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणं श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यं वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्। आचार्यदेवो भव इति तैत्तिरीयोपनिषदि यथा श्रुतिवाक्यं भवति तथा सर्वे वयम् अस्माकम् आचार्यान् स्मृत्वा इदानीं श्रीपादुकासहस्रस्य अर्थं ज्ञातुं प्रभवामः। I would like to just to say a few words in Sanskrit in the form of introduction, and therefore I think all of you could have understood very easily what I said just now. So I will go to the Samarpana Paddhati, first verse. Before going to the first verse of the Samarpana Paddhati, a small history of the background of this Sri Padukasahasram. Vedantadeshika, in his life history of 101 years, performed some miracles because of compulsion, because miracle is not a forte of Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya. And therefore, in order to satisfy, in order to win over, in order to defeat the opponents, so in order to make the title awarded by the divine couple of Srirangam, Sarvatantra Swatantraha Vedanta Acharyaha, these two awards had to be proved by Sri Vedantadeshika, and therefore, so he had a competition to compose many verses, and one of the competitors tried to write on the dust on the feet of Sri Ranganatha. So, Sri Ranganatha Pada Dhuli Sahasram. But unfortunately, he could finish 500 the next day, whereas Swami Vedantadeshika could complete 1008 within 1.5 hours on a fine evening. And when we saw the first three paddhatis, we had the names Prastava, Samakhya and Prabhava Paddhati, where especially in Prabhava Paddhati, Of course, in Prastava Paddhati, Swami Vedantadeshika gives out his humility, modesty in composing. At the same time, he became bold because of the blessings of the divine sandals of Ranganatha. He proceeds further in Samakhya Paddhati. And in Prastava Paddhati, in Prabhava Paddhati, we saw the 5 timed activities of worship, Panchakala Prakriya, namely Abhigamanam, Upadanam, Ijya, Swadhyaya, and Yoga. I would like to tell the participants who are the bhaktas of Sri Ranganatha Paduka today to clear your doubts at the end of the session, and I can tell you the meanings in Tamil also, because I am just a proficient only in just 3 languages, and therefore, if you want in Sanskrit also, I can tell you. It will be a rather not translation, it's another form with synonyms. Now, so in Prastava Paddhati, we had the worship called Thiruvaradhanam in Tamil, Aradhanam in Sanskrit, namely the complete worship by the 5 divisions of time. Now, the purpose of this Padukasahasram for us to study is to take the 4th course, namely Swadhyaya. After reading a few verses from Sri Padukasahasram, we are supposed to feel very easy to understand the other chapters also, because we can understand the style, Riti of Sri Vedantadeshika. Now we come to brass tacks, we come straight away to the first verse. Generally, all of us must know that the first verse of all the 32 Paddhatis are in what we call Shloka meter. Whenever you say Shloka, it doesn't mean all the stotras that we study. Shloka, if you take, for example, Ramayana, 24,000 shlokas are there. Even there are so many other meters. Shloka is a meter, and it contains 8 syllables per quarter and with a definite pattern. 5th syllable should be light, 6th syllable should be heavy, the 7th syllable should be alternately heavy and light. So with these 4 parts of definition, you cannot call any verse as shloka. Please remember that. So this first verse is a shloka. So now Vedantadeshika proceeds to eulogize, you can say, adore the divine sandals of Sri Ranganatha, and continues with the 5 paddhatis from this 4th chapter to 8th chapter. So he has used the 5 paddhatis, 5 chapters, especially concentrating on the Paduka, the divine sandals. What about the rest? You can also say that he continues, but you will see that Ramayanam story is being given in these 4 paddhatis. And some tips, some incidents which we hear from Ramayana, the original of Valmiki, because Vedantadeshika has got high regard for Valmiki, and he has said 2 verses on Valmiki in the first Paddhati called Prastava Paddhati. Shotra Janma Munirme, he said. And therefore, Ramayana has a fascination for Sri Vedantadeshika, and therefore, normally when we pray to God or anything like divine feet or divine sandals, we may be selfish, saying Namami in Sanskrit and Vande, both Atmanepada and Parasmapada, and we will be selfish. But of course, while we study the stotra, each one will say Namami, each one will say Vande. But that is different. But whereas he is now broad-minded, Vedantadeshika is broad-minded, let us all worship the divine sandals. And again, please note that if we all go to a temple, and we have to talk to the God, here Vedantadeshika talks to the divine sandals. We must talk to the God. Whether the God gives a direct reply or not, we must be so attracted by the divine figure in the temple that we must talk to him. So, Bhajamaha Paduke. So, he puts it in plural, Bahuvachanam. Let us all meditate on. Bhaj is to touch. So, our heart should touch the sandals, divine sandals. Of course, we will not be able to touch the sandals practically. They are not tangible to our hands. But only the priest, Bhattacharyaha, they are called Santaha, as it is said in the first verse by Vedantadeshika. Santa Sriranga Prithvisha Charanatrana Shekharaha. Lakshman Raghuram also quoted this in the introduction. Jayanti Bhavanatrana Padapangaja Renavaha. So this is a beauty in Sanskrit where we don't have a subject of the sentence at all in a sentence. Vayam bhajamaha, the word vayam is absent. Brevity is the soul of wit, and Sanskrit is the best language for a concise statement. So bhajamaha, we all meditate, we all touch with our heart, O Paduke. I told you a direct address. It is a direct speech. It is not in an indirect speech within inverted commas, and so we say that, he said that, and so on. There is no Paduke. Now, what is special about Paduke in this Samarpana Paddhati? By the title Samarpana Paddhati, we can understand three meanings. Number one, Samarpanam is submission. Who submits what to whom? So the question is it Rama, Sri Rama submitting his divine sandals to Bharata? Or Bharata submits himself, the kingdom of Ayodhya, in the hands of Rama? Or the Paduka himself, the divine sandals, when you say Paduke, it is Dvivachanam, as you understand, the dual number. So, Ekavachanam, Dvivachanam, Bahuvachanam, I think all of you. So Dvivachanam, it is in the Dvivachanam word. So Paduke can be also singular in number, Ekavachanam. In the whole of Padukasahasram, we will find that this pair is called as sometimes in singular or sometimes in dual. So you can take it as Paduke, and Padukaha. The Sambodhana Prathama Bhakti. So who submits what? So Rama submits to Bharata, the sandals. The divine sandals submit its request to Rama and Bharata. The divine sandals have faith in Rama, have faith in Bharata, and therefore you find that it is a mutual submission. So the three meanings you can understand by this. So Yabhyam, by these two sandals, Bharatasya Agrajaha. Normally, as you know, Rama, Bharata, Lakshmana and Shatrugna are called Bhrataraha. They are brothers. They are, of course, brothers of one father, but from one father, but each one has a different mother. Especially Lakshmana and Shatrugna are from Sumitra, as you understand. Otherwise, you cannot call them all Sahodaras, born in the same womb. Therefore, Bharatasya Agrajaha. Next to Rama, Bharata comes. Bharata itself means, the word itself means, Bhara is Bhara, is burden. The weight of the kingdom has been borne by Bharata for 14 years for the sake of Rama and so on. So Bharatasya Agrajaha, one who is born before Bharata. And he is born in Pushya Nakshatra, and therefore he is very famous also. So Tada at that time, what is that Tada at that time means? Chitrakuta Vana is the forest of Chitrakuta where Rama reached along with Lakshmana and Sita, as all of us know. The beauty in this particular starting of Samarpana Paddhati is, he started the journey immediately after, as you know, Kaikeyi sought two varans, two boons from Dasharatha, and only Kaikeyi said it. Only the aunt said these two boons to Rama. Dasharatha did not utter a word. In spite of it, so Rama started for the journey to the forest immediately. And he said, Ramaha dvir nabhibhashate. In order to convince Kaikeyi that Rama would not talk in two ways, just like what we call two-tongued snake. And therefore, so he said, as you defined my life in the forest, O Kaikeyi mother, so I will wear bark dress, I will do penance in the forest, and I am leaving now without any delay. That is all. So that is called what we call the quality of Rama here. So here we must understand, when Rama started the first step towards the forest, he, of course, did not even expect Sita and Lakshmana to accompany. He put his feet on the Paduka. That is the most important point here. Vedantadeshika wants to impress us. So, Bharatasya agrajaha tada. That is the meaning of tada. Now, generally, prayaha meaning generally. Pratiprayanaya. So, in order to sometimes return from the journey, prayanam journey with pratiprayanaya return journey. So, when will Rama return? After 14 years. So, in order that the 14 years of forest life should be successful, Paduka, the pair of divine sandals, helped Rama. And of course, as you know, Bharata is the incarnation of Kanch, and Shatrughna is the incarnation of the Sudarshana Chakra, Lakshmana is the incarnation of Adishesha, and Rama, as you know. So Rama is Lord Shimanarayan. Now, so Pratiprayanaya, that meaning the return journey, in order to return, for the return journey, we even now we of course, reserve the return journey. Whenever we visit foreign country or even within India, our Bharatadesha, we fix also the return journey. Sometimes I use this way. First return journey, if it is confirmed, then I can proceed further. The journey towards the city can be reserved only after the return journey is confirmed. So prasthanikam, as you understand, it's sometimes misconstrued as parasthanam. It is not parasthanam, it is prasthanam. So prasthanikam akalpayat. So Rama arranged what you call a procedure for the starting of a journey, prasthanika. And you can also say Paduka arranged the journey of Sri Rama. Now, Rama loves the sandals, as also we know that we wear the sandals whenever we go out. And even at home we do wear them, because they are very important for protection of the feet. And therefore, Paduka arranged the journey, and Paduka knew that it will return in the hands of Bharata. So Pratiprayanaya is a return journey of the Paduka, and therefore the arrangement was done. So this is a beauty in. So you can see inner meanings of this verses, the verses in Padukasahasram, and you will find that this is the essence of this verse, namely, we are all the individual souls called Jivatmana, and we have to reach the divine feet of God, and in order that we need an acharya, we need a preceptor. Paduka becomes the preceptor for us to guide us in our life as long as we reach the divine feet of the Lord. So this is a particular essence of this verse. Then we are proceeding to the next one. Now, the greatness of Bharata has been emphasized in the second verse of Prastava Paddhati itself by Sri Vedantadeshika. Bharataya namamokta tasmai prathamodaharanaya bhakti bhajam yadupajnam asheshata prativyam prathito raghava paduka prabhavaha. The divine sandals became very famous because of the character, namely Bharata. And he rejected the big kingdom. You know, after becoming a king of Raghuvamsa, the solar race, generally a king is respected as though he rules the three worlds, Swargaha, Bhumihi, Narakaha. So all the three worlds. Generally we say three worlds, Lokatrayam. All the kings of the solar race are supposed to be the emperors of these three worlds. And therefore, you can also say Paduka approved Bharata taking them, the two divine sandals. When I say singular, it is dual. When I say dual, it is singular in character, as it is in English. That is beautiful. So Bharata is believed that he will be a good administrator, as according to the opinion of Paduka. What did Bharata do? All of us know, which we may not do at all. Rajyam vihaya. So he left out the kingdom. He thought, just like Sita, where Rama is, that is Ayodhya. So Rajyam vihaya. He just rejected the kingdom. He moved away from the kingdom. But what about the kingdom? What is the greatness of the kingdom? Raghuvamsha Mahipati now. If you take Kalidasa, you will find 29 kings of solar race in Raghuvamsha, in 19 cantos. Whereas, if you take Ramayana, you will find a lot of what we call Pravaram mentioned before the marriage of Rama. Raghuvamsha Mahipati now. There are so many kings, starting from Vivaswan, the sun god, with 14 Manus. Manu is the name of a king, repeated. Manu 1, Manu 2, Manu 14. And later on we have some names, Dilipa, Raghu, Ajar, Dasharatha, Rama, Lavakusha, and so on. So there are so many kings. And what is the nature of these kings? The kings were always worshipping Ranganatha. Please remember this now. So, Sri Ranganatha as an idol was propitiated by Lord of four faces, Brahma, in Satyaloka, and he transferred the image to the kings of Raghuvamsa, and all kings were worshipping Lord Ranganatha in their palaces. And the citizens of Ayodhya, they were also fond of the divine feet of Sri Rama here. So then Prithvi, the land itself, meaning people, not only the citizens of Ayodhya, but of the people of the entire kingdom loved the sandals, divine sandals of Rama. So you find that the word Raktam, they are connoisseurs of the divine feet. Pada Rasikan. Prithvi incha Raktam. Prithvi is the whole earth It is not only the particular part of India which we imagine here. Ayodhya is in Uttar Pradesh, and Ayodhya is it a limited kingdom? No. As I said, the king rules all the three worlds. So Rakta, the word Rakta, which means blood, as we say in Tamil, Rattam. Of course, Rudiram is there, another word, which we use it in Tamil as Udiram. Again, the Rakta is also means red. Rakta is also means attachment. Red is a color of attachment. And therefore, you find that people will give blood to, if they are asked to give, there will be blood donors for the divine feet of Sri Rama. The whole kingdom, Prithvi, the whole earth was ready to cater to the services of Sri Rama's divine feet. Padarasika. Much more the divine sandals which hold the divine feet of Sri Rama. Now, Vedantadeshika proceeds further to say, Tvam eva, only you. The word next word is Hanta. Hanta is a very beautiful word in Sanskrit, which gives opposite situations. One is, when you want to say a happy situation, you can say Hanta. That is, when you are not able to describe completely the greatness of something, you say Hanta. And you can also say, in the negative term, Hanta means a loss. Tirupanaழ்வார் in his Divya Prabandha called Amalanadipiran used Ayyo 2 times. Normally, we know in Tamil, Ayyo will be used generally in negative sense. But Ayyo has been used in positive sense by Swami Tirupanaழ்வார், and therefore, in the same way, Vedantadeshika reminds us that Hanta can be used in 2 situations. One is sad and the other is happy. So here it is happy situation. And never we see Vedantadeshika negative in presentation. Please note. Charanavani, this is what you call Sambodhana Prasamavibhakti, calling the divine sandals. Hey Charanavani. There must be an exclamatory mark. I forgot to tell Kumari Maheshwari. Samprayasyan. Now, the divine sandals were eager to go to the forest, more eager to go to the forest than even Rama. Samprayasyan. So the divine sandals encouraged Rama to step further. Fast. Go fast. I will help you. You can even do jogging. So Samprayasyan. Then what happens? So Alambata Prathamam Uttara Kosalendra. Prathamam, first. So just now I told you, apart from Sita and Lakshmana, Sita pleaded to Rama to take her to the forest. Lakshmana fell at his feet and asked him to permit him to take to the forest. You know what advice Rama gave both? He said, you have 3 mothers-in-law. You have a father-in-law to look after. So please be in Ayodhya. It will be very difficult life in forest. There will be beasts frightening you and so on. Of course, let us not go very deep into the Ramayana because that will be a session for the whole year, at least for one kanda. So what happened was, Uttara Kosalendraha. We have also got Dakshina Kosalendraha. We have got a southern part of Kosala kingdom. So here another meaning of the Uttara Kosala is the better Kosala kingdom. That doesn't mean the other one is a bad kingdom. Uttara Kosalendraha, generally all the kings of solar rays are called Uttara Kosalendraha. Indraha, leader of the kingdom called Kosala. And again, you can also deduce that Kausalya is the daughter of a king of Kosala, and Dasharatha got the Varadakshina from Kosala, the kingdom as Varadakshina. Now, you don't ask further questions whether Dasharatha had his own kingdom or not. Swasaragriha nivasaha swargaloko hinaranam. It's a proverb in Sanskrit. So staying in father-in-law's house is like a heaven. And if you know the entire verse, you will be shocked. So let us not say that. So initially, at first, the leader of the Uttara Kosala kingdom, namely here Sri Rama, Alambata, took support, Twameva, from you. Sri Rama took the support in order to go to the forest for 14 years. Only you, not Sita, not Lakshman. Prathamam, that was the first choice. You know, as you know, the forest will be full of thorns and stones. So it is very difficult to walk on the rough area, and therefore you have the necessity of wearing sandals. Okay. But so here, Uttara Kosalendraha, Alambata. The right word or right term used by Vedantadeshika is Alambata. Though the entire Ramayana is called Sharanagati Shastra, even though Rama was also ready to surrender to the king of oceans in one occasion, the right term used by here is he took support from the sandals, divine sandals. Now, the word Hanta, meaning it's a pleasant surprise that a king wants to have sandals, divine sandals, in order for the journey. Nothing else. Because he lost the kingdom. He was no more a king. He cannot enjoy the pleasures of a king. Because he was dismissed for 14 years. So in such a situation, what to resort to? So he took support from the Paduka, this divine sandals. And by the stress of this point, Vedantadeshika is highlighting the greatness of the sandals and rather than something else. So that comes to the completion of the second verse of Samarpana Paddhati. So now we see that again, that the divine sandals are addressed. And all of us must have belief, again, I say it again, that we must have faith in the divine figure of the Lord in any temple or even at home, that we can talk to the Lord. We can talk to the paraphernalia of the Lord. For example, the 5 weapons, the garlands, the decoration, Mahalakshmi on the chest and so on. Now, again, we find that Prayana Samayi, Manipada Rakshe, Prapte Prayana Samaye Manipada Rakshe, Pauran Avekshya Bhavati, Karuna Pralapan, Manju Pranada Mukhara, Vinivattanartham, Ramam Padagrahana Purvamaya Chateva. As Lakshman Raghuram expected me to say something about literary embellishments, merits of this Kavya, Mahakavya, you can say, an epic with 1008 verses. Here you have an Alankara called Utpreksha, Uyarva Navichi Ani, Tarkuripetra Ani in Tamil. You can either say better Tarkuripetra Ani. So imagination of the Lord, of Sri Vedantadeshika on this divine sandals. So, hey Manipada Rakshe, the divine sandals, which are gemmed in character. So, it's a costly sandals. We are all careful while we wear the sandals when it is costly. So, Manipada Rakshe, a gemmed sandals, divine sandals. And also I can say gem of a person, just like gem of a person, best sandals. So either way you can take it. We are going to see different colors of gems embedded in the sandals, divine sandals of Sri Ranganatha in future. Therefore, now the time has come to get out of Ayodhya. Prapte prayana samaye. The time for exit is ready. So, prapte prayana samaye. It's called Sati Saptami expression in Sanskrit, where there are two words at least in Saptami Vibhakti, locative case. Now, look at the beauty of the activity of these two divine sandals. Bhavati. Now, please remember, Vedantadeshika takes liberty at addressing the divine sandals, sometimes in Ekavachanam, singular number, sometimes in Bahuvachanam, sometimes in Dvivachanam, and sometimes in respectful words. So, normally, which we use in Sanskrit regarding a female character, whether it is a female child less than 5 years or more than 80 years. Normally, we give respect to elders in all languages, but in Sanskrit, we have to give Balova, Yediva, Yuvava, Vruddhova, Grihamakataha. Tasya puja vidhatavya, Griham abhyagato guru. Whoever comes home to our home, namely, they must be either Balova, it's a child, Yuvava, a youth, or Vruddhova, an elderly person. We must treat him as our teacher, Guru. Griham abhyagataha Guru. The guest is our teacher. Atithi devo bhava. That's what Upanishad says. Taittiriya Upanishad. So Manipada Rakshe, so gemmed sandals, or the best sandal. Prapte prayana samaye, when the time has come for the journey, you saw Pauran. Pauran aveksha bhavati. You, respectful you. Ningal. ஆல்ரெடி 2 பாதுகை இருக்கு, அதனால நீங்கள் தான் சொல்லணும் தமிழ்ல. சம்ஸ்கிருதத்துல த்விவச்சனம்ங்கிறதுனால எப்படி சொல்றது அப்படின்னு கேட்டா பவதி பவத்யௌன்னு சொல்லணும். பவதி பவத்யௌ பவத்யா. இந்த மேடம் மேடம்ங்கிறாங்களே எல்லாரும், அதை வச்சு அப்ப மேம்ங்கிறாங்க வேற. நல்ல வேலை மேடு விட்டுட்டு மேம்ங்கிறாங்க. இந்த மேம்ங்கிறது பவதி ஷார்ட். பவதி இஸ் யூ, நீங்கள். எத்தனை பேர்? 2 பேர் இல்லையா? 2 செருப்பு இல்லை, 2 கால் அணி. செருப்புன்னு சொல்லக்கூடாது, கால் அணி. திருவடி அணி அப்படி சொல்லணும். ஸோ பவதி, ஸோ இட் இஸ் சிங்குலர். ஸோ ஜென்ரலி இன் இங்கிலீஷ் ஆல்சோ யூ சே எ பேர் ஆஃப் சாண்டல்ஸ், எ பேர் ஆஃப் சிசர்ஸ், எ பேர் ஆஃப் பேண்ட்ஸ், and so on. We never say it separately. So bhavati, you, respectful you. Pauran aveksha, you saw the citizens. What do they do? While Rama, Sita, Lakshmana are starting for the journey out of Ayodhya, Karuna Pralapan. They are weeping, they are crying. They are crying pitiably. Rama also could not resist the temptation of consoling them. Sita felt very bad. Lakshmana was little bold. Whereas all the 3 people leaving the Ayodhya, our entire city wept. There was a rain of what you call tears in the eyes of the citizens. So Karuna Pralapan. Whereas, you know, the Lord Sriman-Narayana in the incarnation as Rama, he is a Karuna Sagara. He is an ocean of pity, sympathy, compassion, grace, and so on. But seeing people weep, how can he leave the country? But anyhow, the boon must be honored. Therefore, there was no other way. So, Bhavati, you saw the citizens weeping. They were also prattling. உளறிக் கொண்டிருந்தார்கள். Prattling, Pralapan. They were wailing. W-A-I-L-I-N. So what did the pair of sandals do? Manju Pranahada Mukhara. Please remember always Paduka is treated as the feminine gender word, Strilinga Shabda. And this is the beautiful adjective to the sandals. Manju pranahada mukhara. Now you have seen children wearing sandals, making some beautiful noise and emitting some light also. Some bulb is fixed under the sole of the children's shoes. So here you find a sweet sound, pranada, a sweet sound. And mukhara, it's echoing. Mukham is face, of course. Mukhara is echoing sound. The whole city heard the sound of the jingling sound of the divine feet, the divine sandals of Rama. How was it? Manju, beautiful. Beautiful and sweet sound. Mukhara, so it was echoing sound. Now what did the sandals say to the people? Please do not weep. I will come back. Vinivartanartham. I will come back. Don't worry. Are you weeping for Rama or are you weeping for us, namely the two sandals? If you are weeping for us, I will return. We will return. We both will return. Vinivartanartham. Don't worry. Rama also will return after 14 years. Safe. Vinivartanartham. Nivartanartham, returning. Vinivartanartham is returning safely. Generally, as you know, when you bid farewell to people going away from you, we say, Shivas Santu Banthana. All your journey roads will be auspicious, should be auspicious. Shivas Santu Banthana. Please note our habit. Please note our culture. Shivas Santu Banthana. Again, do you want to invite the guest which you had? Yes. So, Kshemaya Punaragamanaya Cha. We used to say, Kshemaya Punaragamanaya Cha. Don't say Tata, bye Birla, bye, and so on. So you say, Kshemaya Punaha Agamanaya Cha. Go safe, come back, and we will also stay with us again. So, Vinivartanartham, Ramam. So, what did he do? What did the sandal do? What did she do? So, she ayachata eva. Swami Vedantadeshika gives an alankara here, what you call the figure of speech, namely Utpreksha. It seems to. So, the divine sandals seem to request, beg ayachata eva. How? Ramam, whom did they pray to? Ramam. Rama, as you know, handsome person. So one who is happy with himself. Swayam ramate iti Ramaha. Ramayate iti Ramaha. He also makes others happy. That should be our life. So we must be happy and we must be within ourselves, we must be happy and we must make others also happy. We must be handsome. We feel that we are handsome because all men feel all of us are handsome because he is inside us, antaryami. Therefore, we used to look at the mirror often, comb our hair, add face powder, so and so on. So Ramam, when did he do? When did the divine sandals request or beg Sri Rama, namely Padagrahana Purvam, before his feet caught hold of the sandals? Padagrahana Purvam. The beauty in the word Pada is before he stepped for the first time. Pada means step. Pada also means foot. So Pada is word as we understand. So before Rama started for the journey, the divine sandals seemed to beg Rama that, oh, please send me back. As soon as Bharata comes to Chitrakuta, the place where you stay, please allow us to come back. We don't want to be separated from Bharata nor Ayodhya. So that was the sound indication. That was a signal by sound, a sound signal to Rama, and Rama understood it all. So this is how we understand such a beautiful. So I think if the first being the first session, I would like to conclude a little earlier than expected. And I find that there are 57 participants. I'm very happy. I have sent this information and the link given by, fortunately, Lakshman Raghuram. And they might have, my elder disciples also might have joined here. And if there are any clarifications sought, any doubts, we will little go faster from the next session, and we will have more what you call questioning session time at the end of the session. And generally, as Lakshman Raghuram would have informed you, that we are meeting from Mondays to Thursdays, 4 classes. And then again, we repeat from Mondays to Thursdays. I think that must be arrangement. If there is a change in the pattern or the timetable, we would inform you. We are happy to. So I would like to recite the last verse before the last verse of the 1008th verse of Sri Padukasahasram. I would like to say, when there is a figure of speech called utpreksha, it must have 3 definitions. It is either hetu utpreksha or karyot preksha or phalot preksha. Put together, all the 3 utprekshas must be found here. Now, you can, it's a homework for you tomorrow to come back. So what is the reason for this utpreksha? Can you find out what is the reason for this imagination? Why did Vedantadeshika imagine that the divine sandals begged Rama? Number 1. Number 2, what is the exact activity of the Paduka, the divine sandals? Karya utpreksha, karyam, the task carried out by the divine sandals. Thirdly, I leave it to Agas because there are many participants with the Sanskrit, high Sanskrit level of knowledge, high level of Sanskrit knowledge. And therefore, so the third one is, what is the fruit of this action of the divine sandals? What is the fruit of the imagination of Sri Vedantadeshika? When the divine sandals begged the Lord, Sri Rama, then what is the result? What happened? It may be even positive or negative, but with regard to Vedantadeshika, it should be positive. So remember that. There are, now to give you an example from general literature of figures of speech, the definition of this utpreksha is this, from what we call Jayadeva, an author who may not be familiar to all of you unless you studied Chandralokam, his work. Otherwise, there are so many Jayadevas who wrote Ashtapadi and so on. So who wrote a drama called Prasanna Raghavam. There are so many Jayadevas. So Jayadeva, the name of the author who wrote this definition, Utpreksha unniyate yatra hetvadihi ninnutim vina. So this is the definition. It's also difficult to understand. In English, it can be translated very good by Shankar Ram Shastri of old days. He has a very beautiful, bombastic English translation. And the second example, the normal example is Twan mukhashri krite nunam vairayate shashi padmaihi. Twan mukhashri krite nunam padmaihi vairayate shashi. The result is negative in this particular context. Let us not worry about it, but you can also find out, because if you are hearing the recorded session of this, You can remember the words here. So it is beautiful that an youngster, an young man, talks to a young woman in Bengaluru. It's not Bengaluru. So it's a lot of girls are there. So you say a young man talking to him. He says the normal phenomenon, natural phenomenon, namely Shashi, the moon. Vairayate is inimical, is fighting with the Shashi, Padmaihi, with the lotuses. There are so many enemies for the moon. On the one side, moon is the enemy. The other side, there are so many enemies called lotuses in a lotus tank. The tank is full of lotuses, called Pushkarini in a temple. We have in Sri Rangam, there are two Pushkarinis, Chandra Pushkarini and Surya Pushkarini. No other temple has two Pushkarinis, lotus tanks. So here the Shashi, the moon, Vairayate is inimical, Padmaihi to the lotuses. Why? It's a natural phenomenon. When the sun rises, the lotuses bloom, and the moon rises, the lotuses close their petals. So it seems to the author Jayadeva that there is a fight, perennial fight, complete fight between the lotuses and the moon. And the youngster, a lover, says to the girl, saying, I'm not talking of old men and old women. I'm talking of less than 25. So he says, Twan Mukha Shri Kite. This is the imagination. Namely, the moon fights with the lotuses in order to get the beauty of your face. Twan Mukha Shri Kite. Twan, your Mukha face, Shri, beauty, Krite, for the sake of getting the beauty. Tomorrow I can tell you what are the Hetut Preksha, Karyot Preksha, and Phalot Preksha in this example. And finally, there is an utter failure for the moon and the lotuses that they could not imitate or be similar to the beauty of the face of the girl. He addresses the girl straight away. That's why I said, you address the Lord here. You address the divine Son. This is how we must enjoy especially Srirangam, Ranganatha's divine feet, especially the Utsava idol, Ranganatha. So let me quote the last verse. Jayati Etiraja Sukti. Jayati Mukundasya Paduka Yugali. Tadubhayadhanastrivedim avandheyanto jayanti bhavisantaha. Kavitarkika Simhaya Kalyana Gunashaline. Srimate Venkateshaya Vedanta Guravenam. Thanks to Vyoma, especially Lakshman Raghuram and Maheshwari. So rather Swasa we say, in Sanskrit Swasa, not Sahodari, Swasa. And that is sister. And again, so to all the organizers and also to the participants especially, because two more have joined at least at the end of the session. Okay. Thank you very much. Dhanyavada. Namo Namah.